3 years ago, eggs cost $1.50. Today, they're $3. A home in Northern Virginia was selling for $575,000. Today in that same area, it's $800,000. It's no secret that the cost of living has been dramatically increasing, but what about those paychecks? How have they been holding up? Are those 3 to 4% annual pay raises, are those enough? It's not enough. And a federal agency is now speaking out about it. This is coming from the Federal Bureau of Investigation, the FBI. They're not able to live in these high-cost areas with their current wages, so they have to start looking to the outside, looking to get out of the FBI just to be able to sustain a family. And it's not just a few upset agents either. It's nearly 70% of agents find it difficult to live on their current salaries. What cities is this happening in? We're looking at New York, Boston, Washington, and Honolulu, Hawaii. These are FBI special agents and administrative support staff, and they're saying, what's the point? Even if they're passionate about the mission, if they don't have enough money to support and feed their family, they're not going to be able to do it. So how much is the FBI actually paying their agents? According to the FBI, an agent earns between $81,000 and $129,000 a year on average. If you're a supervisor, that number climbs up to about $170,000 a year. If we jump on USAJobs.gov and type in FBI, we can see 55 open jobs. This one here goes all the way up to $191,000 a year, but it's an attorney job. Every single job here is in the accepted service. That means there's less room to move around between agency and agency. Accepted service is kind of in its own little bubble. And the problem is, these jobs require secret clearances or top secret clearances. And when you're incurring debt, you're not getting paid enough, so you had to put things on credit cards, you had to take out loans. That impacts your credit score. That can impact your debt to income ratio. And that is a component of the background checks it takes to be an agent. The FBI turnover is increasing and their workforce has declined by almost 1,000 employees in the last few years. Not only that, but the agents that work in the high cost area, they're asking to be relocated to lower cost area. So we're talking about the people in San Francisco and New York City and San Diego. They want to come in to middle America, Missouri, Arkansas, where the prices are a lot lower, where their salary can go a lot further. And the interesting thing about this, the government has a relocation program. There's a cash bonus that goes up to 25% of an employee's pay. So if the FBI is being kind of strategic with this, they can retain some of their top talent, relocate them to a cheaper area, and then slap on a relocation incentive. All of this lines up with the annual rankings. The FBI is currently ranked 412 out of 459 in the subcomponent agencies. That's not too good. The main issues here were pay, recognition, and employee input. Now we have FBI agents saying, if I wanted to stay long-term and raise a family, it's impossible due to the housing and daycare costs. Another one says, I question daily if my dream career as an FBI agent was a poor decision because I can't provide for my family. Some of these agents realize that the skills they learned as an FBI agent, that's marketable on the outside. Whether that's the security sector or maybe the IT sector, they can get paid a little bit more than they're currently making. Let's look at San Francisco. For the average family of 4 to survive in this city, they need a combined income of $339,000 a year. So both adults need to be working in this situation. You're not going to make it with just one income provider. Both of them need to work. Even as a GS-15 in San Francisco, you're only going to be earning $191,000 a year. But let's say you and your spouse, you're both in the government. Let's say you're both GS-13s. Would that cut it? No, it wouldn't. Because even with 2 GS-13s, you're still not cracking that $300,000 a year threshold. Another option? What if you move out an hour from the city, an hour away from San Francisco? That puts you in San Jose. Will that be any better? No, that's not any better because you still need over $300,000 for a family of 4. Currently, the FBI is working with Congress to see if they could have additional money for these type of individuals in these high-cost areas. But how far is that going to really go? If you pay attention to the news, just recently, Congress was bragging about cutting the FBI by 6%. They have 6% less funding this upcoming year. So are they going to get anywhere with giving federal employees more money? I don't think so. As you probably know, the FBI has been coming up a lot in the news, a lot with politics. You hear about it all the time. What is the impact of that agency? So last year, they made over 18,000 arrests, they seized over 8,000 weapons, and they made over 12,000 drug seizures. But there is a cost to keep that agency operational, and a lot of people are arguing it costs too much. Last year, the budget was around $11 billion. So maybe you're hearing all this and you're like, hey, I still want to be a special agent. What would that look like? Well, if you look at the job announcements on USAJobs.gov, you'll be pretty confused because there is no apply button when you're looking at FBI job announcements. You would have to scroll all the way to the bottom where it says how to apply and click on the career page, and it would look a little something like this. The reason they take you to another page is because this agency has its own special hiring process. There's a physical, there's a drug test, there's an academy component. They screen pretty heavily, but you can go through all of that and see if you're eligible by visiting the webpage. They are still hiring right now, but the future of the size of the agency or the actual security and stability of that position, it will always come down to Congress. It will come down to the politics. If you are considering a federal government job, one of the main obstacles to get you the federal government job is always going to come down to your resume. You have about 8 to 10 seconds to captivate a hiring manager to want to interview you. Even if you get referred, they need to want to interview you. This can be done on the first page by using success stories, by talking about your achievements. Now, the problem with this is a lot of people are like, I don't feel like I have any achievements. I get calls probably every week with somebody saying I don't have achievements. So if you want to know exactly how to find your achievements and then how to create a success story using that, then I want you to watch this video next. If you would like to see more videos like this, please click like and subscribe. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one.